Oh, CWU recording techs. This is the first in a video series that I am putting together specifically for you to train you in how to use Logic Pro 10 as part of your job as a recording tech at CWU. I will say this once, this is not the computer that you'll be using down there, but virtually everything is close enough for training purposes. It's much easier for me to do these videos at my home studio, so the screen and the template is a little different, but you should get the idea. If you can't make the adjustment, then I suggest you find another job and let me know soon. Anyway, all joking aside, once you've opened Logic, which is this icon down here in the dock, you will be faced with the option to create a new project from a template. So that's what you want to do. I'm just going to give you a getting started on just getting around Logic. So we're going to take a look at the workspace and how to start a project. We will always use this 5 rooms on preset 22 template. So I'm going to choose that by double clicking, and it is going to open a new project, untitled. The absolute first thing you always do is you save this project. So again, one of the primary differences is on your computer there at work, it will automatically take you to the right location, although you never assume that. You can hit Command S or go to the File menu and hit Save. I always prefer shortcuts, but you don't see those on the screen, so I will kind of take you through those. You will go to a drive, the correct location, which I will show you, but it would be Audio 1. It would be whatever quarter. You're going to see a folder called something like Spring 2015, projects, whatnot. So anyway, that's going to be a folder you'd go into, and you're going to name it. And this is going to be the date 2015-08-09. And then the name of the project, which would be the name of the recital, whether it's Joe Schmo, Jane Doe, whatever. This is going to be test demo. So that is how you title a project. Always the year, 4 digits of the year, 2 digits of the month, 2 digits of the day. And down here you will see that we want to save ours as folders, not packages. I won't explain that here, but it makes it easier for us to do the workflow that we do. You pretty much don't need to change these things, but it never hurts just to make sure somebody didn't, because once you click package the next time, it's going to assume you want a package. So just make sure it's folder, just at least glance down there. Click save, and now we've got a file. So this is the Logic Workspace. And you can see the tracks here. These are the track lanes. And down here are the channel strips with the volume controls that are associated with each of those channel strips. So if I select this one, you'll see that it also selects up there, and vice versa. You can see how it highlights whatever channel strip you're working with. So one of the first things we always do when we're getting ready to record is we just want to clean up our workspace as much as possible. You'll notice that the preset was called 5 rooms. That is the 5 rooms we have pre-wired and ready to record here at the music building. So rarely do we record all 5 at once, though we could if we need to, and that would be covered more in person. But let's just assume we're going to record in the concert hall. You'll see CH 36 centimeter is our first set of inputs. That's a stereo track, left and right. And CH 48 inch. These are 2 different spacings of omnidirectional microphones. And then the recital hall omnis and the recital hall figure 8s. Again, 2 different sets, although I might be changing this in the near future. You have the jazz room, the choir room, and the band room. Well, let's just assume we're recording the recital hall, which is what we do most of the time. I'm going to select the concert hall and hit the delete key to get rid of it. Skip, leave that there, get rid of the jazz room, choir room, and band room. Now I have only the room that I want to record, so my channel strips down here are much cleaner, and it just gives me more space to do things. I'm going to move my plugin over here, which we'll cover later, but I leave it open anyway. So I can show you some of these other features. Over here you have a marker list, which is where we can drop markers in the timeline ruler. The timeline ruler is up here. You can change your position for playback by clicking on the hash marks, not up above. You can't click up there, it doesn't work. Right there on the hash marks. Clicking down here doesn't do anything. To move your playhead, you click on those hash marks. Okay, so most of what you'll use over here is just the marker. You have other things to keep notes. You can keep notes in the entire project or on a per track basis. If I wanted to keep a note for track 1, I would select track 1, double click in here and type a note. This is a note. So as you see down here, it says note. The reason you saw an A in there by default, by the template, is that's where I want you to put in A at 22 or A plus B at 10.5. That is the recording level you used on the Millennia preamp, so that when I come back in here, sometimes it's handy to know that. I would like you guys to get in a habit of putting those in there once the recording level is set. Again, covered in person, not on the Logic video. Other things that you need to know here is let's click done. This far right icon shows you the media that's been recorded. Obviously this is an empty project, you don't see any audio files there. Click the icon again to make it go away, and that's really most of what you need to know for now. The inputs for the channel strips are important, but preset in your template, and they will not line up as I'm here in my studio. But if you click on the input right here, you can drag and find the inputs, which would be labeled as the HV3D 1 and 2, HV3D 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, etc. That's where you select the various inputs that you're going to record in Logic. That's very important. I see my template has left some junk behind that's not supposed to be here. So I'm going to click No Plugin. Might be a good time to also mention that these videos are completely unscripted, unrehearsed. I'm just taking you through this on the fly in an effort to avoid having to do this over and over and over. Well, now that I've cleaned up my template, I'm going to also just get rid of this note again and put it back to default. I'm going to show you just how to get around and do things here. Continue on here. Groups, you'll use that a lot. You can expose any of these triangles or disclosure triangles. You can see now that the groups are active. If I scroll up a little bit here, you'll see how it says recital hall group. If I check that off, now my groups are not active. So what is a group? A group is how you keep things together. We do that because if I have the groups on and armed, I don't have an active input here in this situation. So let's just call it, I'm going to just change the inputs for demo purposes. So now I have just a couple of inputs selected here, and I can arm my tracks. Notice how both tracks armed. That's because the group's function is on, it's active, and in group, here's my group settings, I have group 2 here. Notice how record is grouped. See the volume checkbox? It is not grouped, so I have the ability to independently control the volumes of this group. Later in another video, you'll see that you need to check that box so your volumes stay relative. You select one, both volumes move. Well, that is the basics of getting started. I am literally ready to record. I could just go ahead and hit the red button up here, or the asterisk key, the 10 key, asterisk key, on my keyboard to start recording. Of course, I don't want to record this far in, so I'm going to hit enter, take me back to the beginning, hit my asterisk key, and I am now recording. So we're rolling. that's about it. I'm going to finish my recital, hit the space bar. There's a bunch of nothing that I recorded. Anyway, I hit Command S, and now I have saved my project. That is the basics getting started, and I'll take you through a number of other videos here. This one's probably going to be one of the longest in the series, so thank you for bearing through it. And I'm going to close my groups, get things a little nicer here, and show you how to move on in the next video. So thank you for watching.